What's up, YouTube? I'm driving on my way to work right now on a Friday night. Today is payday. So I'll cover this video because I got a lot of stuff to do this weekend, and I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do a video. I'll try, but I'm gonna catch you guys up on a bunch of stuff just to help you guys stay up to speed with what I learned, so that there's no lapse in information for me sharing with you guys. Okay, some of you guys may know this. I'm on the safety committee at the hub I'm at, and so periodically we have meetings. We had one yesterday. It was a good one, and we had 3 new members, because you can volunteer if you're a package handler or whatever you do in the hub and you want to be on the safety committee. Just talk to the safety chairman or co-chairman, which the chairman is usually the supervisor that runs that, the safety supervisor. There's usually one person responsible for the safety committee that's a supervisor, that's the go-to person that runs that. He or she will, if they're not full, which they usually aren't, they'll let you join. Or the co-chair. The co-chair is usually just a regular union employee, package handler, or somebody in the hub. And the co-chair is also responsible to help the supervisor organize stuff, activities, things like that. So, okay, that was quick. I want to get that out the way. We had the meeting. It was a good meeting. We talked about the safety stuff that we're supposed to talk about. And we also talked about how we're going to organize activities, like, of course, Halloween's coming up, candy. How can we get people to think about safety? So they talked about what are the most common injuries in the hub, which were like being struck by, or you're impacting something. So basically it comes down to bumping into things or being bumped into by things, like a cart moving bumps into you, or somebody having a package in their hand and they're not paying attention and they swing around and they bump you with it, so you're being impacted by a object or package. Or you are walking along and you bump into something because you're carrying a package. Those are the common ones. Or there's carts, those robot trains, they're cruising all over the place. You got to watch out for them damn things. I can't stand them things. They're weird, but they're necessary, and I understand. I work with them all the time, because those are usually specific for bulk. So I work with those robot trains every day. Now that I only do bulk, which bulk can be rough at times, but I like it. I prefer it. I do like it. It'll get you in shape. All right, so we talked about union stuff, like speak ups, like being able to voice your concerns in the hub without retaliation, without fear of retaliation. So we came up with the idea of a box where you don't have to put your name, it's anonymous, and you can say, I work Twilight Sort, and this is the issue that I'm having, and it's a recurrent issue, and I want to know how I can resolve it. And it's going to ultimately, all that's going to go up to your hub manager, the main head guy of your sort, so that he can address that issue. And the union is going to be involved in it, as far as so they can help. Everything has to work out. Like, you got to work for the greater good. So your issue should be resolved. Okay, so that's what we talked about. It was brief. It was good. It was good feedback. Everybody had something to say. Nobody was getting crazy. Nobody was, upset. But people, even though they were some people were grumpy or disgruntled because they've been there for a long time. They've been there a year. Like I said, no one's really longer than a year at my hub. There's guys that have been there for 2-3 years as far as being in the company that work at my hub, but they transferred over from another place because they were like at Cerritos for 2 years, 3 years. And then when this one opened a year ago, so we needed some experience, so some guys came over. So there's guys in my hub with 2 or 3 years of experience. Not too many more than that, though. Supervisors at my hub, a lot of them are new. What I mean is new, not necessarily new as new as employees, but new as supervisors. Like, they've been a supervisor for 4 months, 5 months, or 6 months. Some have been a supervisor for longer than that, a year and a half. Some have been 3-4 years. Not many, though. And then you got my hub manager, who's got 15 years on the job. And you got a couple other supervisors that have 5 or 6 years on the job. I saw a couple that have 8, but for the most part, the majority of the supervisors that I've personally met, that I've interacted with, have less than a year supervisory experience at UPS. I'm not saying they have less than a year supervisory experience, period, because I don't know what they did before UPS. But at UPS, the majority of the supervisors that I've met, the first level of contact, which is my, immediate supervisors, most of them have less than a year. That's not a bad thing. It's just there's a lot of opportunities you can promote. If you want to be a supervisor, there's tons of, they're going to approach you. If you're on time and you don't call off sick, your attendance is good, and you work hard, and you're working safely, you don't get hurt, or you don't injure others, they're going to be like, hey, you want to be a supervisor? That's it. You don't need a college degree and all that. That's it. Work safely. Don't injure yourself or others. Be on time and don't miss work. And just kind of, you don't have to work super hard, but just work hard enough to where you're getting stuff done, and you don't have to be, told, hey, can you pick up the pace? Whatever. That's really it, man. You're a supervisor, UPS. All right. Barring that. Now, let me tell you an issue I had. I set up my direct deposit 3 weeks ago, maybe 4, around there, something like that. I think it was like 4 weeks ago. There was a problem on my end. I messed up I put the routing number of my bank, my credit union, but I didn't put the account number. So I corrected that because we figured that out. They're like, oh, you just put the routing number, so you need to put the account number, which the machine or the computer didn't say that when I was setting it up. It didn't ask for it. It really didn't. On the sheet, we went step by step. I set it up with the supervisor, my assistant, helping me to do it. Otherwise, you get a card. They issue you a debit card from UPS. It's some third-party company, and they suck. Sometimes the card doesn't work. I would suggest don't use it, because you only get one hard check. It's that first check that you get when you finish your week of orientation. The following week, you get a hard check. After that, you're going to get that card in the mail, and then that's how you're going to get paid. Or you set up direct deposit. You can set it up when you first get hired too, which I didn't do, but now I did it. But for whatever reason, there's a lag in the deposit getting to my bank. So I'm like, I was expecting today's Friday to get paid. I didn't get paid last Friday either. So I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, because you got to put the account number. Okay, I did. Corrected that problem. And then here it is today. So I'm expecting 2 checks. Last week's paycheck and today's paycheck. So the last 2 weeks, right? Nothing. So I contacted my supervisor. I was like, dude, I need gas money, food money, whatever. Pay bill. I got to pay my storage fee. All these different things. Whatever your bills are. You're expecting part of your income is UPS. The other one is your other job or whatever. So he goes, you know what? Just come to work like you always do. Be on time and all that good stuff. I'll work on it. He texted me back and he said, I got the problem resolved partially. He goes, I got you a hard check. They look online and they can see that you work the hours you work. And they go, yep, you know what? We got you a check for all those hours that you're missing, which is 2 weeks. Come on in. Report to me like you always do, because he's going to give me my assignment. I report to the supervisor. He gives me my assignments. It's my supervisor, so I texted him. He's like, I got your check for you. That was really quick. Like, I complained today, boom, they took care of it. So on the good side of the house, you can see that they do work in your benefit when it comes to pay issues, stuff like that. Certain things, supervisor can handle at their level. I didn't have to go to HR. I didn't have to go to the big boss. It's my supervisor, my immediate supervisor, handled it, took care of it, and he's like, okay, cool, I got you. When you see me, remind me I got your check. And I said, cool, man, I appreciate that, because it's one less thing to worry about. Now I can concentrate on just doing my job. And it's Friday, so we're usually a little bit lighter on Fridays. That's why we start late. We start at 6:15. Like, it's not even 6 o'clock yet. So I'm like 5 minutes away, and I'm put on my boots and clock in. Like I said, we start a little later on Fridays because it's lighter. They do that on purpose because I think they have, I don't know for sure, this is my viewpoint. I believe that they have more call-offs, more issues on Fridays than they do during the week. So they orchestrate their sort to go heavier on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. When we do get heavier loads, that's when we get, especially bulk, where we get hit hard on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I usually end up staying until 11 o'clock on Mondays, sometimes 11:15 or 11:20. and we start at 4:45 on Monday. So that's where I get the bulk of my hours. And then like last night we got off at 10:30, but start time yesterday was 5:45, which is later, and then we got off at 10:30. So I was in the safety committee, so that's why I got in at 5:45. But the other guys would have started at 6. I started at 5:45 because of the safety committee, and then I got off at 10:30. So I think I just barely hit the 5-hour thing or something like that. I was right around 5 hours, which, I want more hours, which is coming. Like I'm telling you guys, it hasn't hit yet. But in a week or two, at the end of the month, at the end of October, which is common, I guess, the driver helper thing starts. And then I got to get trained, and we got to get issued uniforms. We get 2 sets of uniforms. I got to go somewhere in the hub, and they measure you, or get your size, and then you get your uniforms. The brown, you get a jacket, 2 brown short sleeve tops, and 2 pair of shorts. And I think you might get 1 pair of long sleeve pants, something like that. And then if you want a brown hat, you got to buy it. It says UPS. They're cool hats. They're like a ball cap. You can buy it on the UPS website through your employee portal, which everything you do, you log in on your employee portal to set up direct deposit, and it does say give 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. So that's probably what happened, because I did it right, but there's a delay because it takes a while for the banks to communicate with our hub HR people or financial. But I know it's properly done because I screenshotted it and I showed them. They're like, yeah, you did it right. So like it says, give it 2, 3, 4 weeks before it kicks in. It should be faster in my opinion, but whatever. At least they handled it, and I got the check, so that way I got money, and then next Friday it should be corrected, and if it's not, they have to cut me a check. But it should be corrected because it was done right. The other issue is I talked to some of the female workers. There's a team of them, 3 of them you guys seen in the video when I helped her with her birthday, celebrate her birthday. They're a great team. There's 3 of them. They work well together, but because of that, they get used in a way. Same with anyone like me, like Brian, you're strong, go to bulk. But I like it, so I want to go to bulk. These girls are getting fed up because they're better than a lot of the guys. But they do metro, so they're on those brown package trucks. But then they get kind of taken advantage of because they work as a team, the 3 of them, and they keep them together, which is cool. But they're getting burnt out, and I told them, don't give up, man. You guys, most of them are moms. I think 2 out of the 3 of them are moms. They have kids to worry about, and like I keep saying to everybody, the benefits here: medical, dental, vision. If you have a family, man, you can't beat it. No copay. It's 100% coverage. It's very hard to get. Medical insurance is a big deal in the U.S. So if you get a job at UPS, man, don't quit. That's just my biggest thing, I think. All that being said, I just want to tell you guys, man, I appreciate you guys watching. I'm at the hub now. You guys probably see I'm backing up. Yeah, I'm at the hub. My thing was open. All right, so I'm at the hub. I could take these stupid sunglasses off because the sun is going down. Yeah, so there's ways to handle issues, safety issues, pay issues, and even grievances or problems. You want to start by talking to your supervisor or talking to the people in the safety committee or joining the safety committee. Have an open discussion, get that stuff resolved. Then if you need to get the union involved, you can get them involved, but at least you step by step that, because the supervisor is in the safety meeting and she was in agreement with us. This was the other thing. That was what I wanted to say, which was this. The pay. California, Southern California, started us off at $14.50. We're at $15 an hour now. That sucks. Some of you guys have mentioned in your comments when you watch the videos, hey, thanks for the videos, Brian. A lot of information. I'm starting as a package handler permanently, not a seasonal, for $18 an hour, and I'm in Seattle, Washington, or $20 an hour, and I'm in Chicago. So the union over here is talking about, yeah, we're trying to orchestrate more money for you guys. And I'm like, well, are we voting? Are we waiting for the next contract negotiations for that? Southern California has high gas prices. We have high taxes. and we have a high cost of living, high rent, all that kind of stuff, all this pandemic stuff, all that safety net of rent, that stuff's done. You have to pay rent now. They're evicting people, and it's expensive to live in Southern California. So I'm tripping on the fact that we are like one of the lowest paying UPS package handlers in the nation. Something to think about. But you got to get dialogue going. Nothing gets done unless you take action and force their hand. It's the same system as voting. When you vote for your president or for the local, measures at the school board, and taxes and traffic stuff and all those local issues that you got to bring it up. You got to force their hand. The supervisors are like, whatever. They're not union. The supervisors are like, that's your all's business. So you got to force their hand. Get the union involved if you have to. Supervisors aren't going to do nothing unless the union pressures them. The union's not going to do nothing unless you, the union workers, pressure them. And I'm seeing that firsthand. So I brought a lot of stuff up in a safety committee. And I'm not a troublemaker. I'm just trying to get stuff what we deserve. So thank you guys for your comments about what your pay is. That helps. When you say you're getting 18 an hour, 19 an hour, it's like, hey, wait a minute. We should all be getting that. We're all part of the union. We're all Teamsters. Whether you're in Chicago, Seattle, New York, or Louisiana, or Texas, or Houston, or San Diego, or Wyoming, we're all UPS package handlers. So we're all in the same team together. We're a brotherhood, a sisterhood. So let's look after each other. Thank you guys for watching. And those comments, you guys, see how they work? Those comments have started conversations here that are important. So thank you guys for talking about what you get paid. That's all I got. I'm at work. I got to get ready. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys are good, man. You guys are awesome. Happy Friday. Happy UPS Friday. Peace.